very much. Gentleman from Kentucky is recognized for any questions he may have for the panel.
Thank the chairman. Either the ranking member or the chairman, could you comment on the important role that the passenger facility charge plays in funding these improvements to airports?
I can start with that. Just that the PFC is a critical, plays a critical role in helping to finance construction of airports. Airports have a little bit more control over that, but they also coordinate their plans with the airlines. And so, we certainly need to continue to, we need to maintain, continue to have a passenger facility charge in place.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, it obviously it provides for some things too outside of what might qualify under AIP, and it's it's part of the process. And again, it's worked out between the users of the airport and the airlines, and then obviously the and the traveling public because they pay it, and the local airport authority.
What is meant by a four corners bill? And is this a four corners bill? I'll give you the first crack, Mr. Chairman.
So it's, so what we call basically, as you work through the process, the ranking member and chairman and the ranking member and chairman of the subcommittee, we work through everything, and if somebody wants to disagree, then we pull it from the bill. And then we try to work it out through other means or through an amendment or something like that. So.
I'd say it's a pretty accurate description. It also requires us, in order to get a bill done, we try to ensure that if one person opposes or supports an amendment, then the other three will try to as well oppose or support that amendment, keep the process moving. And say we do that. I think and this is a process that has existed regardless of majority in this committee, and it does keep things moving. But I would also note it's produced a 773-page, very substantive FAA reauthorization, and has helped create that process to do just that.
I might add too, it's not the end all. What it does is require us to have to work together to try to come to a compromise on whatever particular issue it is.
I think it's good to start out with the vision of where you'd like for it to end up, but I think it's important that we still allow some flexibility here, and we allow as many of these amendments to get a vote as they can and have say on the floor. And the bill may not end up exactly where the four corners wanted it to be, but I assume do you anticipate the Senate is going to pass a version of this bill and then we would conference with them, or would they vote on the bill that we pass out of the House?
That's up to the Senate.
Yeah.
Ideally, they would have a bill, we'd have a bill, and we'd go to conference.
I imagine they're going to want their say, even if there's two corners over there that have agreed. There's still 98 other senators. So I don't know the answer to that. I just wondered if you all knew what their schedule is.
No, my position throughout the process is that we have our obligation in the House of Representatives to be responsive to getting an FAA bill done and to listening to our members. We'll get our product completed, and then the Senate will do its process.
Well, I think you've worked on some really hard problems here and moved the ball forward on a lot of things. There's no bill is perfect. Maybe some of these amendments that are going to be offered will make it perfect. I know that the chairman, in the case of a Four Corners bill, the ranking member thinks it's closer to perfect than the rest of us might think. But if the chairman and the committee chooses for me to manage this bill, I'll give it the best to manage the rule. I will, as a member of the Transportation Committee, I will give it the best launching pad possible. So with that, I yield back.
Thank you very much. Gentleman from Texas, Mr. Roy, is recognized for any questions he may have.
Thank the chairman. There's some